All right, everybody, on this episode, we're going to talk about the check in, check out system that we use in our emotional support classrooms. I hope you enjoy. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Horizon. This is Zach who are checking in. So, this week we're going to do something a little different. We've been focusing on our multiple disability support classrooms. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to reverse and go to our emotional support side. This week, we're going to touch base on our check in, check out system. This is the system we use throughout all of our emotional support classrooms. Check in, check out is very important in our programs because it really helps us build those connections with our students and also teach self regulation skills. So, we're going to do a quick little run through of the check in, check out system. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, so when we first look at this program, there's one thing we have to look at: the behavior. When we use check in, check out, we should only be using it for deliberate behaviors. Now, what's that mean? Well, let's go into it. There are two types of behaviors that we look at in our school: deliberate and emotional. If we have a deliberate behavior, that is something that the student knows what they're doing. So they're acting normal, they're calm, cool, collected. They are making the choice deliberately, or they made it because they wanted to. Now, if it's an emotional behavior, you're going to see high stress levels, you're going to see frantic students. That is something that a check in, check out is not for. These students should not have a consequence like this based off an emotional reaction. We all have emotional reactions, um, but those are two separate behaviors that we're going to look at, and two separate behavior plans and how we intervene with those. Emotional, yes, even if they do something that needs addressed, there are different consequences and different ways we address that, but it should not be through the point system. Okay, so the first part of check in, check out is the check in. Every morning when our students come into the building, they get their breakfast, they walk into the classroom, put their stuff away, and then they check in. That is the number one thing they do is check in. So really, this gives us it builds in time to talk about your night, what's going on, how was your weekend, are you happy, sad, are you tired today? This is not useful just for the behavioral intervention, but this is just good practice for our students. We come in, we talk to them. It gives us a little bit of information on their day. I know my kids at home, and some of your kids at home might do the same thing where, how was school? Good, bad, okay. That's all you get, right? Those one word terms. Well, we don't want that. We want to know what's going on at home. What's going on? Did you play games all night? Did you hang out with your friends? We really want to pull some information because it helps us set up our day. If we know the kiddo is sad or something happened in the morning that made them upset, we can kind of manipulate our day to help them out. So, really, this check in is just to give us some information and really helps us set our day for each student. Now, the one thing that we always talk about in our check and check out in the morning is setting a goal. Now, sometimes this doesn't have to be said out loud because a lot of times our goals are set through, behavioral interventions, teacher observations, just the teachers talking to the students. But it's really goal setting. So, what do you see yourself doing today? How is your day going to go? How many points do you think you're going to get? What are you going to do in math today? So, this is the time to talk about what we see the kids doing and what they want to achieve. The one thing I see a lot of our teachers doing in the emotional support classroom that I love is that not one person is checking in with all the students. So in our classrooms with the one teacher, two paraprofessionals, we have three adults and roughly about 10, 11 in kiddos in each. The nice thing is a lot of the staff rotate. They will have different students they check in with or out with throughout the day. How do we get this to work? So here's the thing that we need to look at when we do check and check out. We don't just do it one time and then forget about it. At our school, we check in and out after every single period. It gets to be a lot, but sometimes we set these up so we have times throughout the day that we check in and then we check out, especially when students are moving through the building. We check in before the class, we check out so the students don't get upset when they see their point cards later. So that's one big thing. We don't want to catch a student off guard. Say they didn't earn points period 2 and 3. Now it's the end of the day, and we tell them, "Hey, you earned 25 points today. And you looks like you had a rough day in math, and you didn't earn your points." Now the student is going to get emotional. We might have an emotional outburst. We might get a student that's upset and argue that, well, what did I do? Well, that's not going to always, this isn't going to always stop that. However, this is why we check in and out every period. Check out during that period, then you can let them know, hey, you didn't earn your responsibility point and your optimism point today in math because you didn't use kind words and you were not organized during the lesson. So if we tell them that after every period or during these certain periods throughout the day, we don't. It'll lead to less surprises at the end of the day when those point cards are being discussed. So this is also the time when we check out to teach those skills. We are out of the moment. The behavior's over. This is the time when we look and say, all right, math class is over. Let's check out. Let's look at our point cards. Hey, Johnny, you did not earn your respect point for math. You were constantly talking out when we were doing class, and then you were swearing at the other students. you know, it seemed like you were frustrated. What are some other ways that you could get that frustration out? Or what could you do if you needed a break? So these are when we're going to teach those skills. We're after the behavior, but hopefully the student is ready to talk about it. Because we know that if we don't talk about this until the end of the day, they're going to forget about that. So this is our time to kind of do some coaching and teaching because we want to teach those pro social skills at that point. Here's the big part. The best thing with our point system is they go home every day. Really, what we want to do is have these points carry over to home. We want to make sure that the families can see how their day was going, what points they earned, and then what they got for earning those points. The one thing is, sometimes we have families that ask us, what can we do at home? And they go, well, can I have the point sheets? Yes, you can. And we use those point sheets, and some parents use it for reinforcement at home, and that's great. Really, what we want to do is make sure we have that open line of communication, talk to parents about what we're seeing, how we're seeing it, and then look at what we can do, better later. Hey, everybody. Just wanted to check in one more time. The one thing I really want to push is if you like what we're doing here at New Horizon North, please consider liking our page and sharing it with your friends. Right now, with only being up for about 2 months, we are pushing 300 subscribers and likes. I would love to double or triple that. So please, if you see this, please like the page and please, please, please share it with your friends and family. Thank you.